Yo, welcome back, guys, to the Ron and E podcast. You know how it is. I'm E. It's my man Ron.
Yo, what's going on?
Yo, but today's video we're gonna talk about the Lakers. It hurts, man. I mean, I'm not even mad. I'm not mad. You know why I'm not mad? Because when you expect disappointment, you know.
But you didn't expect disappointment.
I didn't in the beginning, but once we started losing games, we couldn't win it back to back. I was like, you know what? It's not our year. It's just not our. It wasn't going to work. Like TSO said in his video, it was either going to work really good or it wasn't going to work at all. And we got it just didn't work. So, but no, we're not gonna get too much into detail about the Lakers. We don't want to keep talking about the Lakers. You know, majority of videos are about the Lakers, but we will.
We're not skipping Shannon. We ain't about to.
No. We're not gonna do all that. But we will talk about what happened today, which I can't even say I predicted. It was clear as day. Like Vogel was gonna get fired, so we're gonna talk about that. We also gonna get into the play-in tournament, which I think this play-in tournament compared to last year's play-in tournament is going to be a lot more better, a lot more interesting, especially with the teams involved.
Yeah, it's a couple good, interesting teams in there.
Really, really good teams, and it really, you got teams that we didn't even expect to be in there, like the Nets. We expected the Nets to be in there, and even for me, I know this might be a little bit too early to say, but my dark horse to make it out of the play-in tournament is the Spurs. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that. And then lastly, we're gonna get into the final award predictions. And yeah, that'll be the video. So I guess to start it off. I mean, it was expected, but I'm not gonna scapegoat Vogel because it wasn't entirely his fault. We're not gonna sit here and act like Vogel didn't come in. I'm not gonna say he should take full credit. But we're not going to act like his first year we didn't win the championship. We didn't have the best, and we didn't have the best defense in the league and like a top 5 offense. And we was like what, like I think it was like 59-0 every time we lead or we led at halftime. Like, come on, we're not going to act like Vogel was the complete issue because he wasn't. But he did have his place. So for me, I guess some of the reasons why I believe he did get fired was number one, the rotations. Pathetic. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe how furious I was seeing like Avery Bradley get Austin Reeves minutes, seeing THT and Melo and Russ on the floor. It just wasn't working, and everybody was like, "Oh, you got Russ." Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, it's like you don't put 20-inch rims on a minivan. You know what I mean? Some good stuff don't look good on certain stuff. It just don't work. Russ with the Lakers simply does not work. It doesn't work. It just simply will not work at all. We can try all the rotations like Vogel did. It didn't work. We can let Russ rock out. Yes, some games it will work, but majority of times we wouldn't get the team win. Russ will have his games, but we won't have the team win. So it's more like some guy give, some guy go. What's giving or, what's going is Vogel, and what's going to give is Russ. Russ is eventually going to either say, you know what, I'm done. I'm just going to sit out, whether we don't trade him, or he's just going to be a shell of himself and just be a completely new Russ that we just never seen. So, yeah, like I said, Vogel's a great NBA coach. I'm not going to sit here and act like it was his complete fault because it really wasn't. It's just me, the rotations, the the lack of giving the young guys looks, the having Melo and Braun at the 5, it wasn't going to work. So that's my take. Ron, you take it because I feel like I can go hours and hours. This is how it just wasn't going to work. You got the floor, man. You got it, man. You got
it. Okay, thank you. What I took from this, obviously, Frank Vogel, nothing wrong with him. It wasn't his fault, like you mentioned, bro. It was just a combination of everything that just what could go wrong went wrong with the Lakers season, bro. I mean, AD not staying healthy, Braun missing games, Russ not being able to fit in. I mean, you guys was hoping THT would take the next step, and that just didn't happen. I mean, luckily, you guys might have found something in Austin Reeves. I mean, he's a good player. You know, Malik Monk, good guy. You know, those are players that like you guys probably should bring back. Mm-hmm. But like, I mean,
Stanley Johnson, shout out Stanley Johnson.
Yeah, that was a good pickup. That was a good
pickup. Seeing him strap Harden was crazy. Shout out Stanley Johnson. My fault. Shout out Stanley Johnson. I gotta shout him out. We gotta shout him out.
No, he definitely revived his career with that though. Definitely, like if the Lakers don't re-sign him, he gonna get re-signed somewhere else. But
definitely, yes.
But like, yeah, bro. I mean, like I'm a Paul George fan, so I go back Frank Vogel to the Indiana days, and I mean, he was cool with Indiana. I just felt like he could never get over the hump. I mean, they lost to LeBron every year.
You can't get mad.
I was always lukewarm with Vogel. I mean, I knew he was a good coach defensively and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm giving him credit. He did go to the Lakers. We won a championship. You guys had like one of the best defenses in the league. And then like this year, I mean, it just fell off a cliff. And I don't blame him because it's like literally like the stuff that he was just given. Like, what is he supposed to work with? I mean, like he had Russ and like wasn't playing well. Like AD wasn't barely in the lineup to begin with. It was nice where he's having to like just shuffle up people, put Braun at the 5 because I mean, I don't know what was going on with Dwight Howard in the mid.
Oh my gosh.
Or whether he was playing poorly or he just wasn't getting minutes. But I mean, like, just like the players he was dealt with, I mean, I just felt like he kind of just tried his best. I mean, obviously you can like his rotations was questionable at times and stuff, but I just felt like with the players that he had, you know, I mean, it's only so much you can do with it. And like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's when a team doesn't do well, it's easy to just blame the coach. So I mean, we all seen this happening.
And speaking as an athlete myself, you know, I always never understood that. It was like, oh, it's the coach's fault, blah, blah, blah. At the same time, we still have to take the players into accountability as well, because there'll be times where it's like, it'll be a good lineup for a little while, and then you got Russ just missing open layups, hitting the side of the backboard, all the this. I don't know, but yeah, man, it's like Vogel, for what he did have or what Rob did give him, he didn't do as bad of a job as any other coach in the NBA would. Because even Doc, I feel like if you say like a coach like Doc Rivers or even the Wizards head coach or just, you know, a team that's already doing bad, like let's say like the Wizards coach or even like the Kings head coach, I feel like if we had their team's head coach, it could have been a lot worse. It really could have. We could have like won like 20 games and that'd be it. But no, so I mean, beginning of the season, we was keeping afloat, but then, you know, that's when the players' morale started to go down and really nobody really cared. You could see it. It was blatantly obvious that nobody on the floor cared. You'll see Braun just being mad. You'll see AD just have that I don't care, then we just finish the game attitude. And even Russ sometimes, like, there'll be some times where the game will still be, you know, it'll be already dead. It'll be a dead game. Other team be up like 10, 15. He's so dapping players up, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, come on, bro, come on. But yeah. But no, I mean, I don't really see us going after Nick Nurse. I don't see that. I really don't see why he would leave that. He's in a great situation right now. Like, he's coming off a championship not too long ago. He has a good young team. He has a couple All-Stars or 2 All-Stars. and Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam. So I don't see him leaving. If he leaves, I will bet I'll bet my house that he wouldn't leave. He's just not. It'll be a good fit, but like sometimes it's like you why leave a good situation for a situation of the unknown.
Yeah.
So we still don't know. We can still get him as a head coach, but like, what players are we gonna have? What is Rob gonna do differently than what he did with Frank? So it's like, yeah, we can get the best coach, one of the best coaches in the league, but if you're not giving him the right players, you give him players who got that, that half-ass mentality, it's just not gonna work, no matter who you get. So if I were to say, who would I like as a coach, I wouldn't mind. I might get some heat for this, but I really would not mind having Rondo as a head coach. I wouldn't mind. Even with the whole Celtics Lakers thing, Rondo has to be one of the smartest NBA players to ever touch the floor. He has to. Even like, even now, like nobody's really thinking of Rondo. He's on the Cavs bench, but his knowledge of the game, teaching the young guys like Sexton, you got Garland up there, it's like he is a great leader. I mean, he's a great mentor. So to have him as one of the coaches with Phil Hardy I feel like that would be a good combo, just because his knowledge and what he's done, and it's the fact that he's even played with us, and he was on that championship team with us. So having Rondo as a head coach, it really would be iffy. And if it does happen, I feel like the Lakers would definitely get a lot of heat for it, just because, it's a player's coach, basically. So, that's who I would definitely look forward to as a head coach, as our next head coach.
I mean, I don't know too many like coach candidates out there. So I mean, maybe Rondo can fit, maybe he won't. But I mean, like, I think like a pivotal point in the Lakers season was the trade deadline. I feel like Rob Pelinka did not, like, I felt like you had to make a move because towards the All-Star break, you guys were trending downward. So I just felt like even if like the move didn't work, but I feel like you had to do something just to switch up something. You can't keep everything the same and expect, it's LeBron, it's Russ, they'll play out of this. Like, I just felt like you guys needed to make some type of move. But I mean, like we talked about earlier, like the Stanley Johnson move and stuff like that, like obviously like those are really good moves. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I just felt like, Rob definitely needs to like take some blame for this season also.
Most definitely. I 100% agree with you. Now, where I do disagree with you is the trade deadline, just for a little bit. I'm kind of iffy with that, because for me, no move is better than the bad move, because we could have easily like traded. I mean, even though we did trade Rondo, like we didn't get nothing in return for real, but it was like, if we were to trade, let's say, who's on the roster for the trade deadline? Let's say we would have just trade Melo just for like a scrub. It's like you're just getting worse. You didn't get better. You didn't improve. You're just getting worse by just trading somebody like that. Just trading like a key bench player at the time for us. So, but no, Rob definitely deserves the whole Laker blame. It definitely goes to everybody. But I say the two main candidates were definitely Russ's play style, not Russ, but his play style, and Rob's decision making. Because Rob at the time, even in the free agency when we was getting like Melo and Malik Monk and Kendrick Nunn and even getting back Rondo and Dwight, it was one thing I did not like was the fact that we didn't get any youth. Yeah, we got Nunn and Monk, but at the same time we were signing players that were like over the age of 30, like Dwight, Melo. We traded for Russ. We traded our young guys for Russ, and I really did. It hurt us because we could see it in the games in the fourth and third quarter when our starting five, or just even beginning rotational players were just tired because they were you just playing 30 minutes into a game and you're at that age, you're going to get tired. So yeah, if Rob definitely deserves some of the blame as well.
But yeah, man, let's move on for this Lakers talk, man.
Yeah, because I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get too much of the. I don't want to do that. We're not gonna make this a whole Laker video. We're kind of like we're not. Next topic. All right. Next topic. The play-in tournament. Wow. I mean, at first, last year I wasn't a fan of it, and so we had to play into it. And even though we did have to play into it, it was a great game. It was a good game. It was a great game. I remember it. Everybody in the chat, everybody in the group chat was like, "Oh, Lakers suck. Oh, we was losing the entire game." And then LeBron just hit the three, and everybody went quiet. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to entertain it. We won the game. Let's go to the Suns. But yeah. I still enjoy, as an NBA fan, I still enjoy the play-in tournament. I think it was a great move, even though some superstars like LeBron just don't really agree with it. But for me, I think it puts even more pressure on teams that, the bottom teams like the 8th and 9th and 10th seed, those lower seeds, because it's no longer, okay, we're the 8th seed or we're the 7th seed, we can chill. Nah, not no more. Because now you got to go play some young cats who can either really ball or you got some older vets that's like, nah, we're not going like that. Now's our time to shine. Because like I said, even in our last video during the playoffs, anybody can go off. It doesn't matter whether it's like the star player or it's the best player. And like I said, we saw with Cameron Payne against us, just going off in the shots. Yeah. So the matchup I'm really excited for isn't it? It's the Nets and Celtics, right?
Nets and Cavs.
Nets and Cavs. That's one I'm really looking forward to for the play-in tournament. So, out of that, I can see. I got the underdog Cavs. That's who I got.
Okay.
It's not me hating on KD. It's not. I just believe the Cavs right now. Even if the Nets were to get like a healthy Ben Simmons, I think the Cavs are a better team collectively because you got two great bigs in Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, and you got is Garland gonna be in?
He should be.
Okay, and you still have Garland, and I think Sexton's out for the rest of the year, right?
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
But yeah, you still have a great young guard in Garland. So you have players who can check, not guard, that can check KD. And you got somebody that can match the scoring with Darius Garland. So I got the underdog Cavs in that match.
All right, we go matchup by matchup. I mean, so definitely this is one of those tricky games, because this isn't a series. So this is it's just whoever plays best this one game wins. Yeah. So like you said earlier, anybody can go off.
Exactly.
So this is what makes the play-in game so difficult because it's almost like college basketball with March Madness. You just got to win one game. So, I mean, I want to pick the Cavs too, right? Mm-hmm. But what makes me nervous is that the Nets have Kevin Durant.
Yeah, you got Durant.
That's the only thing that I always think about. I want to go with the Cavs. I'm like, man, that's Kevin Durant. I don't care who's checking them, who's guarding. They have KD and the Cavs don't.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not going to discredit Kyrie. Kyrie's been doing his thing too ever since he came back.
But KD in the playoffs that is a mythical creature. That is Bigfoot. That is Godzilla, Mothman. He is a totally different person in the playoffs. He can go off for 50. He can drop an easy 40. I don't want to mess with KD in the playoffs. I really don't.
Yeah, but as you say, I agree with you. I believe that the Cavs are a better team all around than the Nets because I feel like the Nets, they can't defend. I don't know what Ben Simmons is doing. I don't know how he got hurt while not even playing.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But I just feel like this is where KD. I just feel like KD just can't lose in this situation. I can see him losing. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to go against Kevin Durant in this matchup in a one game. I mean, it's one game. That's what makes it dangerous. He can have an off game and the Cavs can just beat them. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna be surprised if the Cavs win. But I'm just personally, I'm not going to bet against Kevin Durant, especially against a younger, experienced team in the Cavs with a bunch of young players.
Now, I have a question.
What's going on?
So this is what? This is year 3, right? KD being in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, he was hurt the first year, but yeah,
But this is the 3rd year, right?
Yeah, second year playing.
Second year playing, 3rd year being there.
Yeah.
If KD doesn't win a championship with the Brooklyn Nets, does this affect his legacy?
Of course, it's something to talk about. Yeah. It does. Yeah. I mean, people are talking everywhere about how this Lakers season is affecting LeBron and stuff. So we got to keep the same energy.
Hold on. Wait a minute. LeBron went off this year, even with the injuries. Man was, about to win the scoring title. I don't know how Joel win it when you take away free throws. He's like an average player scoring wise, or not even average. This is bad. But LeBron won a championship and was able to make the playoffs his 2nd and 3rd year there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it was his second, his 2nd and 3rd year. This is year 4. So can we say that LeBron won his offseason move compared to KD? Like, that's fair to say, even right now, right?
Fair to say that, yeah.
Okay. But if he doesn't win a championship at all with Brooklyn, I'm talking about like he leaves Brooklyn, he goes whatever. Does that affect his legacy in a negative way?
It would have to. You would have to consider that. Okay. Yeah.
I just want the playing field to be even because KD done teamed up with Russ, not teamed up, but he played with Russ and he don't play with Curry and he got his championships, his only championships with Curry. And now you got him with Ben, you had him with Harden and you still got him with Kyrie and he doesn't win a championship. For me, that significantly does hurt his legacy. I just want that out. I want everybody to know that KD don't win his championship in Brooklyn. I'm not even talking about this year. I'm talking about his tenure in Brooklyn. It has to affect his legacy somehow. It has to. It has to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it has to. I'm not here to protect them or anything like that. I mean,
okay. I just want the same energy. Okay, but next matchup, we got the LA Clippers or the LA Flippers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Please be unbiased when you're doing
No. It's gonna be unbiased, but you might think it's not. But I'm keeping it a buck. I got the Timberwolves, but it's going to be a good game. I just think you got Clippers. Yeah, they got Reggie Jackson, I think he's been inconsistent. He has great nights, and then he has nights where he's humble, or he's Reggie Jackson. He's not humble. He's just playing like Reggie Jackson. Mm-hmm. And besides that, like, who else do you have on that Clippers team that can match up with Cat and D'Lo and Anthony Edwards? I mean, yeah, you could put Paul George on Ant, or you can put him on D'Lo, or whatever. Who gonna match up with Cat? You gonna put who's their center?
Zubac.
Yeah, Zubac. Ivan Zubac.
He's a Laker boy. What are you talking about, man?
I know that, but is he checking? Is he checking Cat? Just be honest. Who checking Cat in that series? Or not in that series in that game? Nobody. So that alone, yeah, you can put Paul George on Ant, or you put him on D'Lo, but you got 2 players that can potentially go off compared to just one who's known for choking in playoff situations. I'm not wishing any. I'm not.
Put that to rest last year, man. Don't give me that. He put that to rest.
I'm not trying to wish that. Look, man, I'm not trying to wish any ill will, but we gotta keep it real. You gotta keep it real.
Last year, we don't want to talk about last year.
I know he did, and even though he did have Kawhi, it was against Luka. It was just Luka. It was the LA Clippers versus Luka. I know you can't control that. Listen, I know. But listen, it was the Clippers versus Luka, and they almost, it was the fact that the Mavs could have easily won that series. But Mavs, Luka had no help. But hey, Clippers won that series. Paul George did go off. He played phenomenal. He did his thing. But I don't see how the Clippers beat. For me, like I said with the Cavs, the Timberwolves are better matched up with the Clippers than the Clippers are with the Timberwolves. Mm-hmm. So I got Cat dropping. I see him dropping 30 that game. I honestly do. And that's if he don't take. That's if he takes the correct shots and understands or knows how to take it into the post with Yvonne. Because Yvonne, he can be a good shot blocker. I just think Cat just simply can outmuscle him, even with the history he has with DeMarcus Cousins. We're not gonna get into that. Okay, but yeah, I got the Timberwolves. That's who I got.
Okay. You think I'm about to be crazy? I'm going with the Timberwolves too.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what you see what I'm saying though? We agree. As long as we agree and understand. Go ahead.
No, like you said, like I just feel like the Timberwolves, they have the matchups on the Clippers. Mm-hmm. I mean, I give credit to Ty Lue. Like he kept that team afloat all year without like Kawhi and Paul George for majority of the season. And so, I mean, the only way I can really see like the Clippers winning is if Paul George has one of his like vintage games where he goes off and like someone else is going to have to come along with the ride, like a Reggie Jackson or like one of these other role players is going to have to go off with him in order to win. And so like you were saying, like they have no one to really match up with Cat. I mean, D'Lo and Ant, they do their thing. There's only, I mean, you have bodies to throw at them, but they're still going to get theirs. Yeah. But I hope the Clippers win, but it is what it is. So I got the Timberwolves, but I want the Clippers to win.
Okay, so we both agree with the Timberwolves. Okay, next matchup. Charlotte Hornets against the Hawks. And for me, like I said, I'm a really big fan of the play-in tournament because even though these teams, weren't really that good in the regular season, especially Charlotte, because they were really like the most mid team to ever play in the NBA. Literally went 50% in all categories. Like that's mid. That's the definition of mid. But like I said, you got teams. It's not like last year where there might be like one team was like, all right, we know like they gonna win. But like this year, it's really an even balanced field with matchups, team wise. Like even we just talk about the Clippers and Timberwolves, it should be a good game. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Charlotte and Atlanta game, I believe, is going to be the second best game behind the Clippers, not the Clippers, the Cavs and the Brooklyn Nets game. But I got Atlanta winning. I really do. I got Atlanta just based off of what Trey did and how Trey is just really up there with like top 5 scorers in the league right now. And nobody really talks about how really a good scorer Trey Young really is. He's really he's one of the best shooters in the NBA, one of the best scorers in the NBA, and can be definitely at least a top 10 lower end of passers in the NBA. But even though I believe Charlotte has the edge in the matchups just because of size-wise, you got Melo running the point, and you got PJ Washington, you got Miles Bridges, and you got a great scorer in Terry Rozier. I just believe that the Hawks have more experience than the young Hornets team that they're playing against, and then you got the most like a physical center in Clint Capella. So I got the Hawks winning that matchup.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be like one of the better games too. I feel like definitely like it's you got one team that's experienced, that's been to they went to an Eastern Conference Finals not too long ago, mm-hmm. And then you got like this young upcoming team, and so I mean like I like the Hornets as a team. I think both of them are like two solid teams. I feel like LaMelo, he's been doing his thing. Rozier, like you said, great score. Miles Bridges has been playing really well this season. Yep. PJ Washington, they got some guys that can play. And then you have the Hawks, more experience. they have arguably probably, well, we all know Trae Young will be the best player in that game.
Yeah.
So I mean, I expect Trae Young to just take over this game, go off in this game, man. I got the Hawks too.
Okay. So we right now we're 2 for 3 for agreeing wise. And the last matchup in the play-in tournament is between the San Antonio Spurs and New Orleans Pelicans.
I don't know. Give up some BI, man. So don't.
No, like for me, besides Lakers, any Lakers players, Brandon Ingram from like day one, from when we drafted him, has been one of my favorite players just to watch. To see him grow into the all-star that I knew I'd been called it. I was like, watch, Brandon Ingram's going to be an all-star. Is to see him grow into the player, and I know he's still growing, but like just to see him like just go off and actually be able to play like he was supposed to play, it's just great to watch. Man, I don't know. Maybe if they had Zion, I would have felt more comfortable picking them. But I really don't know. Like, you mean you get two different answers, I'll be completely fine with that, and I'll understand. But I do like the Pelicans in this situation. I do. Even with Coach Pop, his history, his knowledge. I don't know. I got the Pelicans. I can't back it up. I can't explain why. But for me, I just got the Pelicans in this game.
Okay. This is like a tough game to pick for me too. Because like as you said, they have Brandon Ingram, they have some guys. Obviously, if they had Zion, to me this would be a no-brainer for me. I'd pick in the Pelicans.
Exactly.
But since like there's no Zion and stuff, but what I can say is that ever since CJ got traded to the Pelicans, he's been playing really well for the Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the Pelicans, they have the better players, but the Spurs have the better coaching, and like they know, they will be prepared for this game. And I'm not going to like discredit Murray. Murray, I think he was an all-star this year, Devontae Murray, whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's been playing like really well too. And so man, I'm gonna go with the better players. So I'm gonna go with the Pelicans as well. I'm not gonna be surprised if the Spurs win.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna go off of the Pelicans just because I feel like they have the better players.
Mm-hmm.
Not better coach, but they have the better players, and I feel like they could win because they have the better players.
I 100% agree with you with that. Like I said, I feel like this is a fairly even matchup. And you do have a hot CJ McCollum coming in, and you got Brandon Ingram that's going off scoring wise. Like I said, I got Pelicans in this situation. So, final rundown, I got between the Cavs and Nets, I got the Cavs, Clippers, and Timberwolves. I have the Timberwolves. Charlotte and Atlanta, I got Atlanta, and San Antonio and New Orleans, I have New Orleans.
All right, and the only difference we had was literally just the
Cavs and Nets.
You had Cleveland and I had Brooklyn.
Yeah. So last and final subject for tonight: final NBA award predictions. So there's the MIP, MVP, sixth man, coach of the year. Who are your finalists? You don't even got to do top five anymore. Just your finalists. Who's your MVP? Your MIP, your CPOY, who is that?
All right. So I can tell you that my rookie of the year is Cunningham.
Okay.
My most improved for me is probably, I would say, I like me some Jordan Poole, man. I like me some Jordan Poole, bro. He's going off, man. He definitely there's a lot of guys like obviously you can throw Ja and stuff in there, but I feel like Ja's already
Ja was already solidified. Yeah.
But, you can put him in there, but I like Jordan Poole, bro. And then defensive player of the year, Sure, I mean, who was even like the finalists in that awards?
Let me look it up. That's why we got the internet, man. That's why we have the internet.
Exactly. Hopefully, he's not Mr.
I didn't say his name. Not say his name. So it's between Marcus Smart, Giannis, Rudy, and Bam.
Oh, he's in there still?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shoot. Damn, I don't really know. I've been hearing people talk about Marcus Smart or whatever. I don't know. I ain't feeling that, but I mean he's doing his thing though. But I'm gonna just go with the safe pick and say Giannis. I'm not, I don't really, that's just my safe pick is Giannis.
Okay.
What does that leave me with? Just MVP?
Yeah, MVP, and you can do Coach of the Year if you want. But if you want, you don't gotta get in too much depth into that.
All right, my MVP. I just saw recently on Twitter like about the whole like selection. So like,
yeah,
apparently Jokic is gonna win it again. So I mean, they vote. I'm gonna tell y'all what my vote will go to. My vote would go to between.
Don't say his name.
I'm gonna say his name.
Don't.
Joel Embiid.
No.
And Giannis.
No. No.
Bro. James Harden won an MVP doing the same thing he's doing. But I'm gonna leave it. I would. It's between them three for me. You guys can go wherever you want. Between Joel, Giannis, and Jokic, those are probably the three finalists of that award anyway. And like, I don't really have a Coach of the Year. So I mean, you can go ahead and take it on from here, bro.
I'll give you the official list. This is the official, solidified, certified, complete list. MVP should go to the most valuable player in the league, not just on their team, but just the league as well. It should go to Giannis. I'm not even the type of person to say, "Oh, you take Giannis off this team. The Bucks are, they're 10 seed in the East." I'm not that guy, because you take anybody's best player off their team, they're not doing good. You take LeBron off, they're not doing good. You can't say the same thing about the Magic, because the Magic is trash. You can't say the same thing about Detroit, because Detroit is trash. Yeah. But it should go to Giannis. Giannis should win the MVP. Joel was going off, but the more you go into the stats and you see where how he's actually scoring, you take away his free throws, and it's like you're not really scoring. You're not hooping.
James Harden did. James Harden.
I know, but James, that's how James Harden played. And he's fried catfish right now. He's cooked. He's cooked to perfection right now. He's terrible right now. But it should go to Giannis. And I'm not saying it should be clear, because Jokic, even him, he had a great season this year. He had an MVP season this year. Yeah. But I mean, the Nuggets are mid. Even, I mean, yeah, you got Jamal Murray out, but even when he was with there, you know what I mean? But it should go to Giannis. And it's not, if it really was down to the most valuable player, if that's how the voters actually voted, it should go to Giannis. DPOY. It's between Bam and Draymond. Now, I know I've said what I said about Draymond. Yeah. I know that's what I said things. Yeah. But from experience, from last year's play-in, and to actually watching him play defense this year, and I actually did watch some Golden State games. The effect that he has on that team, not even, offensively, just the whole him being in that lineup. To see him being taken out of that lineup in the injuries, you can see it. You can actually see it. So for me, I wouldn't be mad if it was the Draymond for the DPOY, but I also wouldn't be mad if it was Bam. For me, Bam, I believe, is the second best. He can be the best, but for me, safety-wise, I can say he's either the second or third best defender in the East as well, and he's definitely a top 5, at least top 10 defender in the league. So I say between Bam and Draymond, but I want Bam to win it because I believe Bam should win some accolades as well in his career because he's definitely deserved it. He's definitely played well enough to deserve accolades like DPOY and stuff like that.
Well, all the arguments we get into about Draymond and then Draymond,
no,
you wasn't even watching them, so you was just talking out your butt. That's what you.
I was watching Warriors game. I really was. I was, and this is non-biased.
Okay.
Yeah. Rookie of the year, go to Cade. Let's be honest. Ever since 2016, when Lonzo and Tatum were rookies, nobody's cared about Rookie of the Year. I'm not saying like it's not an award that shouldn't be celebrated because it should be. Mm-hmm. You got these young cats that are really our age, if not a year younger than us, going off in the NBA. Yeah. That should be recognized. Not even just in the NBA standpoint, but as a human being standpoint, to be able to be 19 years or just turning 19 years old or even 20 and to be going off like a NBA vet, a decent NBA vet at least, if not better, should be celebrated. Not just the sports, but like as a whole, because it's not normal. But yeah, it goes to Cade, or it definitely goes to Cade. All right, what's left? I did DPOY, the MVP, I did Rookie of the Year.
Most improved.
Most improved, like I said, Jordan Poole. It really did start with the playing game against us. Because if not Curry, it was Poole hitting his shots, and Poole was bold enough to talk down to AD and LeBron. Now, he did get humbled because the Lakers got the last laugh when we ultimately did win that game. Yeah. Poole was able to, he was able to talk his ish. He was definitely able to. But, to see him grow from that standpoint to now is phenomenal. It really is. But, I know his next contract, he gonna get paid.
Yeah.
He might hit them in the hundreds. He might. He just might. I wouldn't be surprised. The way NBA contracts are looking right now, he might get off. It might. He just might. Maybe. Yeah. Jordan Poole, 6-man. If you take injuries out, Caruso's trying to win 6-man a year. It would be honest. Him checking into the game, whoever he was guarding was not scoring. Whoever was trying to get that rebound, Caruso right there. Whoever trying to the opposing player trying to pass it to, Caruso was right there to steal it. I just wish Grayson, and this is why I really I dislike Grayson Allen as a person. Because he
does some shady stuff.
It's not even that he's done shady stuff. It's he has a history of doing it. Yeah. And he's been slapped on the wrist. Now he hasn't been fully spanked. He had his mom and dad ain't telling him to go get a switch from outside. He's been slapped on the wrist, and that's it. It just to see him try to actually hurt Caruso. Come on, man. Like that. There's no room for that in the league. There shouldn't be. You shouldn't have you shouldn't be able to just feel comfortable doing like that multiple times. Not even the NBA. The fact that he's been doing that since college, But yeah, those are my final picks. MVP should go to Giannis. DPOY, I say Bam. Most improved or MIP should go to Jordan Poole, and Rookie of the Year, Cade Cunningham.
Okay, all respectable. All respectable.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna end it off for here in today's video. Hope you guys enjoy. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Maybe a vlog can come out next week. Who knows? But yeah, we gonna definitely We're gonna keep this up. We're gonna keep it up. You know, spring ball's almost coming to an end. Summer's coming up. You know, there's gonna be more IRL videos, especially because, you know, we're gonna be back home, actually link up with each other. So make sure y'all in the summer we're gonna be locked in. That's there's gonna be no excuses. Because we actually gonna be able to link up, everybody gonna be home. But yeah, man, you know, I'm definitely that's why I'm really excited. I'm looking forward for this channel. The future of this channel is definitely the summer. You know, more IRL, more videos. So yeah, you know, remember, like, subscribe, comment, and catch you guys in the next video.
Peace.